meant the T choice? Yeah. You'll wait till the next one. Oh, okay, you meant the T. It worked both ways, Crusader. Okay. Got a few more moments on the poll. And then we will we'll keep going here. So the sun, moon, and stars are references to spiritual realm. So they could be literally the sun, moon, and stars, and we're supposed to look at the sun, moon, and stars, or it could be talking about the spiritual realm and the things going on there. The sea is a realm of chaos. The surging waters are things that cause problems. So we could be looking at that literally, or we could be looking at that as metaphor. People will be fainting from fear and from the expectation of what is coming on the world, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. So, an allusion to the heavens were seen as the abode of the heavenly forces, so their shaking indicates distress in the spiritual realm. Yes. The other thing that would have seen by the ancient people is when the gods when there was war going on between two nations on earth, there were the gods of those two nations warring in heaven. So anything happening on earth is going to have a mirror in heaven with both of those things that are ongoing there. Hey, Warrior, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, friend. Okay, let's see what the results are for the T. I'm going to be very disappointed if there's no votes. Okay, we got Citrus Mint. Citrus Mint is the winner. Okay, I did not expect that. We're going mint. We're going mint. All right, so that's what it looks like. It looks like, well, in my humble opinion, it looks like wood chips. Like, you know, I'm gonna do some mulching around my yard. All right, we're gonna do one scoop. And we've got, I don't know, was it a half liter? Something like that, one container. We'll brew that up. Bird feed. Yeah, a little bit. Lurk, not a bot. Yeah, wood chips for the playground. Yeah, like, or like hamster bedding. It looks a little bit like hamster bedding. You know, like, gonna brew some of that up. Yummy, yummy, yummy. The turmeric is getting close to the end, so, and I've got a little bit of the English breakfast remaining that's probably a little bit cool, but we'll be good. We'll have some here shortly. Okay, let's go back to our passage. So there is a war within the heavens. That's one of the things that we will see. Then they will see the Son of Man arriving in a cloud. Okay, this is a reference to the Old Testament of Daniel. He is returning with full judgment authority. So the Daniel 7:13. I was watching in the night visions, and with the clouds of the sky, one like the Son of Man was approaching. He went up to the Ancient of Days and was escorted before him. So he is the one like the Son of Man who is coming on the clouds with the authority of the Ancient of Days, with the Ancient of Days. Okay. So, with power and great glory. But when these things begin to happen, stand up and raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. So, when you see the returning Jesus in the clouds, your redemption is near. Rejoice then. Yeah, I'm totally tracking with that. Totally down with that. Also, as we were talking about earlier, the returning in the clouds is because that's the way that he went. And so he's going to return that way. And when we meet him in the air, I think it's best understood that we will then escort him to earth. Not that we will go and be gone, but we are going to escort him to earth. And if you missed that, we talked about that earlier. Then he told them a parable. Look at the fig tree and all the other trees. When they sprout leaves, you see for yourself and know the summer is now near. So also you, when you see these things happen, know that the kingdom of God is near. I tell you the truth, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. This is one of the hardest verses in the gospel to interpret. Various views exist for what generations mean. Some take it to mean race, and thus as an assurance that the Jewish race will not pass away, but it's very questionable that the Greek Genea would have that meaning. Yeah, I don't see any possibility that it's that meaning. They didn't use the word that way. 2, generation might mean the type of generation. The reference to the generation of wicked humanity. Then the point is that humanity will not perish because God will redeem it. Or 3, generation may refer to the generation that sees the signs of the end, who will also see the end itself. In other words, once the movement to the return of Christ starts, all the events connected with it happen very quickly in rapid succession. Well, that would make a whole lot of sense that if you see Jesus returning in the clouds, you're going to sit to see the whole thing happening. There's that piece of it. Depending on if you're looking for a literal 1,000-year reign or not, that would cause a wrench to go into this. They didn't talk about what about the fact that maybe it was the actual people that were standing there and listening, that they would see what? Maybe not the second coming part, but all the other part that he was talking about, all the way up to the resurrection and the destruction of Jerusalem, they would see all of that. So, and maybe it's this kind of generation. What kind of generation is? Or it's this age kind of a language. So yeah, not quite clear. Clearly, it's not a, hey, those people that heard Jesus say that, there's at least a couple of them still alive today waiting for the second coming. No, nope, that's not how it works. Okay. But be on your guard so that your hearts are not weighed down with dissipations and drunkenness and the worries of this life, and that day close down upon the day closed down upon you suddenly like a trap. So don't get overwhelmed by the world. Don't get preoccupied by the world. Don't just go along with it. Like, be alert. For it will overtake all who live on the face of the whole earth. But stay alert at all times, praying that you may have strength to escape all these things that must happen and to stand before the Son of Man. So, pray that you can escape all of these. So, every day Jesus was teaching in the temple courts, but at night he went and stayed on the Mount of Olives, and all the people came to him early in the morning to listen to him in the temple courts. All right, so that's where I wanted to get to. Now, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, that's where we're ending. So we will get into Holy Week. We will get into the Last Supper next week. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. So Luke 21. We did a long reading today. We did. Thank you, everyone who was here, those who have been here for all of our other readings. We're gonna shift over and do some, I guess, co-working, for lack of a better word. We'll do some co-working for a quick minute. Let me close these out. Oh, you know what? I don't need to fully close that. Let me go back over this. So those that were not here, I am raising funds. I ride my bike every September. This is my 6th year. So I've been doing this 2 years longer than I've been doing streaming. So I'm riding 500 miles in the month of September to raise $500 for kids' cancer. So there's my info. If you'd like to donate, all bits, tips, subs, and donos that come in today, I will transfer over and give them. So we had a hype train earlier. Everything from that hype train, I will say, even all of my ads, every piece of revenue. So that'll make it just easy for me. I'll just go look at whatever the total revenue is at the end of the stream, and that revenue will be given over to fight kids' cancer. So that's the plan today. So you're welcome to give straight directly there if you want your money to go further. If you want to bless other people with emotes and all of that, you're welcome to do it that way. That's perfectly fine. The bits are going to be easy. They'll just transfer right over as well. Okay, so we've got that. Now let's get this up and we'll work on something else. I got a lot of things open here. Okay. We'll change our focus to promo. That's a good enough word for it. We're gonna work on some promo stuff here. No, I'll change the co-working. I'll change that. I'm not gonna change the title though. I'm going to change the co-working, but I'm going to be talking the whole time mostly. So it's not going to be a traditional co-working where you're doing work and then you talk every so often. I'm just straight up talking, so we'll be good on that. Where do I have? Oh, it's down here. Window capture. Change that to Canva so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. And I'll shorten this, shrink that up so it fits, and we will increase the view. We'll get off. Well, it's not the one I'm going to be doing anyway. So, oh, I could work on that. Not that one. Oh, by the way, if you take a look, there are reduced prices for all the redeems today. So if you want sticker redeems, it's like 10,000 instead of 25,000. So it's like, I don't know, what's that, 75% off, something like that would be the thing. No hat, change of flat caps, all like reduced prices today, everybody. It's a sale. I guess that's what you would say. Here we go. Gaming podcast. Tomorrow. I was trying to firm this up over the weekend and it did not happen. Oh, wait. Did I download that one? Let me check. Let me check before I change that. Did I download that? No, I didn't. Okay. We need to undo that so I can keep that one there. We'll go to this one. So it's going to be Thursday. No, it's not. It's going to be Tuesday. August 26 at 10 a.m. Any guesses? Any guesses? If you were paying attention, I said it earlier. Kit Beardstone. We'll be with Kit Beardstone. So now I need to go and find an image from Kit Beardstone so I can add this to... Yes, this is Canva. I've got Canva open right here. So I've got a template that I make and then I reuse them and I can change them. I can